Good morning, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and in today's video we are going to be talking about routine. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of tea and let us get into the video. So ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? I hope you are doing well, and I hope you are enjoying my 30-day challenge. In today's video we're going to be talking about routine. What sort of routines do you guys follow when it comes to riding, like your pre-flight checks, like your pre-ride gear checks? What do you do first, and so on. Also, if you have any sort of kind of weird habits or traditions or processes you go through to get yourselves ready for a ride. I myself, I go through a somewhat rigorous routine where I have to do everything in a certain way, and ironically I start from the bottom up. And what I mean by that is I will start off with obviously putting my jeans on, like my riding jeans or my leather bottoms or whatever I happen to be wearing at the time, bridge, and I will put them on. I'll then look at putting my boots on, usually my City B2 Gore-Tex boots, as because you know what this country's like in terms of weather. You can never be too sure what the weather's going to do from 1 minute to the next, so I just decided to wear my my City B2s just because I can, and they're comfortable and they're not very heavy and I don't sweat in them, and so on. Once I've got my boots on, I then look at my top half. So obviously once I've got my obviously t-shirt, shirt, jumper, hoodie, fleece, whatever I happen to be wearing at the time, once I've got that on, I then look at my jacket. So if I'm not wearing my Frank Thomas stealth leather jacket, I'm usually wearing this thing, which is not really a motorcycle jacket, but it has got some sort of waterproof quality to it, and if it does rain I've got some sort of chance of not getting soaked straight away. And once I've got that on, I then look at my head. Well, I look at putting my earplugs in first, and once I've got my plugs in, and as you guys know, when it comes to earplugs, everyone has a particular way of doing it. I, for one, because I've got a slight hearing issue in my left ear, I like putting my right earplug in first, then my left. It's just a slightly OCD thing that I've always done. It's always been right, left, right, left. So it'll be my, for example, when I put my jeans on, it's my right leg first, then my left, then boots, it's right foot, left foot. When it comes to my jacket, it's right arm, left arm. When it comes to my earplugs, it's right ear, left ear. And then once I've got my helmet on, which obviously you can't really do left or right, so I try and do it as evenly as I can whilst holding my earplugs in place. And just as a side note, the Decibels earplugs that I'm wearing are still fucking working amazingly well, and I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. So once I've got my helmet on, I usually do make sure the strap's done up, because the last thing you want to do is go for a ride and realise once you've got all your gear on, like your gloves and, well, especially your gloves, the last thing you want to do is have to mess around trying to do up your chin strap with a pair of gloves on. So if anyone's ever tried doing that, fuck me, it's a pain in the arse. So once I've got my helmet done up, made sure the strap's done up and whatever else, my next protocol is usually making sure my GoPro's attached correctly. Like for example, I make sure that the actual buckle that holds the GoPro to my chin clips into place properly, using the spacer, the rubber spacer, to lock it in place and stuff like that, you know, making sure that's all done nicely. Plus making sure I've got my my tether around my chin strap to make sure it's not going to go anywhere if it does fall off for whatever reason. And once I've done that, I then proceed to put my gloves on. And again, right hand, left hand. And as pedantic as this sounds, I've actually got a really weird routine. I put both my gloves on. Like obviously at the moment, as you can see, I'm wearing my Frank Thomas shorties, but once I've got them on, I'll make sure that the Velcro's done up evenly on both wrists, and then obviously I proceed to get on the bike. Now while I'm sitting on the bike, I actually have this weird thing where I will fiddle around with my fingers on my gloves, and that sounds really pervy when I say that, but I will explain. Because what I sometimes find myself doing, I'll be sitting on my bike waiting for it to warm up like I am now, and I'll look down and I'll just go like that, you know, just because. No real reason or rhyme to it. It's just an OCD thing that I've always had. Back in the day when I first started riding, I used to do this thing where I'd go to get on the bike and I would pull my jeans up and I'd fiddle around with my crotch area to make sure everything's situated correctly and comfortably and whatever else. You know, as you do, if you're a bloke, of course. If you're a woman, I dare say you probably don't have those issues. But as a gentleman, my gentleman sausage does get squashed against the tank sometimes, so I do try to make sure that's situated nice and comfortably, as you do. And I'm pretty sure every bloke can attest to that. I got hit in the face by a bee. And then obviously I do have to periodically check certain things when I'm riding. I'm always checking my mirrors, because for some reason on this bike especially, my mirrors like to fucking vibrate all over the gaff. For example, I have my mirrors set like they are now so I can see what's going on behind me, but by the time I get to where I'm going, they'll be pointing at the floor. I don't know whether it's a trait of this particular bike or just these mirrors, but as a sports bike owner, and if any of you guys that watch my videos are a sports bike owner, you'll probably understand this as well, that mirrors on a sports bike are pretty much useless no matter what you do with them. And obviously the wider you are, the worse it gets. For example, you guys obviously know how wide I am, and even now all I can see is my elbows in my mirrors. I know there's a moped behind me, so I can just about make it out by the point of my elbow, but you know, sports bikes, mirrors and convenience just don't really work. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really bother me as such, because let's face it, if you can't see what's in front of you, what's behind you is completely and utterly irrelevant. I mean, that's just my opinion, do you know what I mean? Take it or leave it. Also, I'm still loving these the way these calipers are feeling now since I've cleaned them. So much better than what they were a couple of weeks back. So much more progressive. So much, to be fair, so much stronger as well. And like I've said in previous videos, I don't know whether that's the placebo effect and it's not really any better, but it just feels like it is. In which case, that's giving me the fucking old pigeons. That's giving me the confidence I need to be able to throw the bike around a bit more, because it gives me the like I say, it gives me the confidence to be able to put the bike where I want it now. I still need to get the suspension set up for me professionally, and I know I said I did the whole thing through Dave Moss on Facebook about a year or so ago, but I think it could be worth having the suspension set up correctly by a professional, like while I'm with them on the bike and stuff like that. I think that would be a better option, but we'll see how that pans out. I think there's a guy in Twickenham that does suspension setting for about 100 quid or so, like ride in ride out kind of jobby. So that's something I'll be looking forward to. That'll be something that I'll be looking into over the next couple of weeks, months, possibly early part of next year. I'm also tempted to get the bike remapped as well, amongst 101 other things I want to do. I'm also keeping my eyes open, keep looking around, keeping very vigilant as far as bike thieves are concerned. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will either put a link in a card above, or I will put it in the description down below so you guys can check that out. That is part of my 30-day challenge, most recently done videos. And I have to say, the 30-day challenge, it has pushed me, it really has. And not just pushed me to the point of not just coming up with ideas, but also trying to come up with different editing techniques and stuff like that. Oh, excuse me. Really? Goodbye. Goodbye. And we are now returning to the scene of the infamous almost head-on accident that I had with some stupid bitch in I can't remember what she was driving, but it was some little thing who thought it was necessary to do a U-turn without, one, indicating, and two, looking what she was doing, because I kid you not, That particular incident, oh my god, ladies and gents, I thought I literally was going to die. It literally happened just about here. Admittedly, I was doing about 30 miles an hour, but the fact of the matter is that this woman did a U-turn and probably gave me the best part of maybe 4 foot to try and get through. I made it, obviously, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here now, do you know what I mean? But it was just like, yeah, nah, sorry love, you're an idiot. But because I was on my way to work, yeah, he's got balls hanging off the back of his bike seat. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the 30-day challenge is almost coming to a close. I think I've got about 3, maybe 4 days worth to do. And I thank you all for being part of it. I thank you for watching my videos, staying to the end, liking, commenting, and all that other good stuff. You know, it is greatly appreciated. I love you all for it. And having people watch my videos, whether it be just for a couple of minutes or the whole entire video, it does mean a lot. And like I said, I thank you all for it. The support and the love is greatly appreciated. And as we progress throughout the year and into next year, we're hoping to see some good things and some big things happening with the channel. So make sure to stick around to see all of that. I'm not going to give too much away just yet, but just be prepared, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I keep saying, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do. You know, you watch my videos, you like, you comment, you get people to subscribe, it gets shared around social networks. And like I said, I can't thank you guys enough for that. You know, having the people watch my videos like I do, it does give me the inspiration and the motivation to keep doing what I'm doing. And again, like I've said in previous videos, I will keep doing what I'm doing until I'm either too old to ride or there's some weird way roundabout I get injured, to which case I can no longer ride. But I think old age is going to catch me before an injury does, you know, famous last words and all that. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as always, you have been absolutely awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, saying look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, be aware of COVID-19, have fun, enjoy life, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, adios!